Hi, I'm Larry Fry from Carpet One. You guys are too serious. Other than Eddie not knowing how much money he has, I found out 2 things last week about Osama bin Laden. They named a drink after him, and it's 2 splashes in a shot of water. Or 2 shots in a splash of water, excuse me. And the last thing on his Facebook, it says, "I'll be right back, someone's knocking at the door." So anyway, talking about carpet, and glad you guys ate, because it's pretty disgusting. Richard cleaned these for me. Apple. So we're talking about nylon versus non-nylon carpets, and why you should use nylon versus non-nylon. And the difference in pricing, at least with us, is not much. So just take a hypothetical of $1,000. If you spent $1,000 for this carpet for so many yards in the house, you would spend about $11.50 for this one. Now if you look at this one, after it's cleaned, it still is flat and ugly. And Richard will verify that. You cannot get the carpets to come back to its natural look.
But it was flat and ugly to begin with.
Well, now it's even flat and more ugly.
Well, what you're not seeing there, though, is like the sides of the
Yeah,
room that don't get water.
I'll pass this around if everybody wants to look at it, if they have the nerve to hold it. Anyway, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
How flat and ugly that is? And this is dirty, flat and ugly. So, here's a nylon carpet. The dirty one on this side, and the clean one on the right. Now these carpets are not high-end carpets by any means. This is what we call renter's grade. So you can see the one on the right, or my right, your left, is clean and it has a good appearance to it because it knows what it's supposed to do. Because when you clean nylon, it knows it has a memory, and it comes back to a much better looking floor than that blended piece or olefin or poly or whatever you might do. And I've been doing this about 30 years, and Leslie will testify. I try to control the situation as much as possible. And if a homeowner would come to me that had his own rental property or something and wanted to buy the one of the polys, I would tell him no. And I'd tell him the reason why, because if he's got to spend $1,000 for that one and $11.50 for the one on this side, he's going to end up spending more money for the $1,000 one trying to get him to keep it clean, and he can't do it. So if you have a tenant and all you're thinking about is cheap carpets, you end up spending more money with the cheap carpets, because when they move out, he'll get it kind of nice, but not nice enough to live on. And with a more expensive carpet on this side, the nylon piece, he can get it clean, and you'll probably get maybe 3 tenants out of the same amount of carpet. So figure $3,000 versus $11.50. You don't have to be a math wizard to figure that out. So my thing would be nylon all the way, in every way possible. So, you know, it's 10-15% difference probably for comparables. So you're talking $1,000 bucks at $11.50. It's worth $150 to spend it for a better product. So, if you have anything to add to that as far as cleaning goes,
No,
because you're the expert in that.
My experience in cleaning a nylon carpet will always appear better. I think it's appearance more than a cleaning ability.
Right.
What it looks like.
And it comes back and stands up, and it will, and especially in hallways and things. Now, a lot of people that we deal with, we do hard surfaces everywhere but bedrooms. I think we were just talking about that a while ago. Is if you can afford it, tile, hardwood floors, laminates, things like that in main traffic areas, and then bedroom carpets for bedrooms only. Because if you happen to have one bedroom that was trashed by a kid or something like that, you only have to replace one thing versus trying to tie them all together. And I'm going to turn it over to questions now, since she's holding her hand up.
How is that Berber carpet for wear and for cleaning?
It wears great, but it's ugly. I mean, it's looped, and especially if you buy an olefin Berber, you got to buy a nylon Berber.
Nylon Berber?
Yeah, because olefin, if you ever feel an olefin carpet, it has a wet feel to it. And it's like holds the soil in much longer.
But a nylon Berber?
A nylon Berber, you can get it clean.
Yeah.
And it will look good, like it's, you know,
And it wears good?
yes. The problem with nylon or any type of Berbers is snagging.
Yeah,
So don't pull it,
right.
cut it, because if you pull it, then you have a runner.
Isn't that the same, or is it with the Berber, that if they've got pets, their nails
Yeah.
hook into the Berber?
Well, the old popcorn Berber, which you don't see much anymore, the big puffy Berbers. Today it's pretty tight. It's more like sisal looking Berbers. Very tight feel, and it's hard to dig those out, but the old looks like popcorn.
You're saying don't cut it,
No, do cut it.
do cut it, do cut it.
Or call us and we'll cut it. I mean, along the edges you'll see people like, you know, you just where that phrase where it meets the tile, where it's Z-barred or whatever you might be using. You know, I've had people, well, I pulled on that. Well, sorry.
Vacuum it.
But yeah, and check your vacuum cleaner. This is another thing. I've been to seminars on vacuum cleaners and cleaning seminars and things like this. And most vacuum cleaners that people own don't even work properly. They make noise and they think they're doing something, but they, you know, they have to have, you know, you use beater bars on some carpets and you don't use them on others. If you have a wool carpet, which you won't have too many wool carpets in a rental, you don't use a beater bar on it because it will all fray and fuzz, and that $100 a yard you spend will not be very nice.
Is there a brand of carpet out there that you think is really better for rentals than something else, or a style?
No, just a good semi-tight. I mean, you're talking dollars here. You're not talking. I mean, I got to say, Leslie uses a nice carpet. She upgrades all of her houses into a nicer look, and a lot of times I run into this, and you get what you pay for, basically. I mean, if you can afford to, if your houses are in that neighborhood of a little higher rental, putting in a Stainmaster carpet or something like that, he'll be able to get them clean. I mean, I won't be able to replace them as often, which is okay, but you know, he'll be able to clean them, and you'll get, you know, a couple more tenants out of it.
We like concrete.
Concrete's good. It cracks. One thing about concrete is guaranteed to crack.
We don't care.
And termites and bugs and things like that. So you have your drawbacks with concrete too. I've covered a lot of concrete floors up that were stained because people hated them. You're going to ask me something?
Yeah, I was wondering if padding helps
Yes.
extend the life at all, or if it's just a comfort thing.
No. We only use one pad company, but for 31 years we've only used one pad company. That's Carpenter. They're the best. And we've had people try to give us pad to try it out, and we tried it, but we use a rebonded pad, which is environmentally, you know, eco-friendly, green, and all that stuff. But Carpenter is uniform, and you don't have the lumps and bumps and glue stuck together where you'll be walking on a thing. Now, what's underneath that? What's a big glob of pad? So they're a much better pad company. But yeah, we try to use. You'll see pads out there that foam rubber pads you can read a paper through, but we use a rebonded, you know, pad that has some weight to it. You know, 4 pound and up. You know, depends on what you want to put into it. Most of ours are in the 6 pound category. You can go up to 8, or then it feels like concrete. It's too hard. People want that foot feel. It's not too soft and not too hard. So yeah, pads. Buy better pad, and you'll be fine. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.